Freedom in Exile. Today's rally and press conference go underground.
None of us have any ties to any type of white supremacism, but the media framed us as such.
Folks, right now as I'm recording this, I'm watching the live press conference of Joey Gibson of Patriot Prayer, the main organizer behind today's canceled rally that is not really canceled, holding a press conference that Senator Weiner claims is illegal, and that was officially canceled, but apparently not canceled. You see, Joey Gibson is in exile. Freedom is in exile, but Joey Gibson's popping up here and there, giving interviews with, say, Kyle Chapman, for example, who also is in exile. I mean, you know, I'm using poetic license here, but Kyle Chapman has been ordered to stay away from the rally. He has other restrictions, like he can't carry things that are deemed to be weapons and etc. And Joey Gibson is popping up here and there, giving interviews, surrounded by press people. Who knows how long he's going to be able to do this. You can see Base Spider-Man's with him. A black man that was called a Nazi back in February at Berkeley. These idiots. They're so stupid. But Joey's holding his own. I'm going to try to make this really quick and let him speak for himself. I mean, this is amazing. But to give you a background, if you don't know what I'm talking about, here you go. First, the Freedom Rally set for today, August 27th in San Francisco is canceled because of the flat-out lies of politicians and the media about it. Everyone from NPR to Breitbart, for some very strange reason, is calling this everything from far-right to white nationalist to white supremacist. Breitbart calling it white supremacist, which is very bizarre. You would expect them to have propaganda against the left, not against the moderate. Politicians and the media are slandering this rally and the rally set for tomorrow in Berkeley, the No Marxism in America rally. And post-Charlottesville, in this climate, people are put in very, very grave danger. If you just point the finger and say, there's a Nazi, people actually will believe and they will attack. These people the people putting on these rallies are being mislabeled to be white nationalists, white supremacists, far-right, etc., etc. Everyone is lying about them. Now, I'm not saying all the media is, but the media that's calling them far-right to white nationalists, they are certainly lying. Now, the rally in San Francisco was canceled, and the one in Berkeley was canceled by the organizers themselves for similar reasons, because of the city government, the police, and because of the lies being put out there by the media and politicians. They felt it would be too dangerous. So the one in San Francisco, for example, the police would not agree to check people for weapons before entering the rally. So basically anybody can enter the rally, whether they're Antifa or not, or whoever. They can enter the rally with weapons, do whatever they want to do, and just ruin everything and hurt people. So Joey Gibson and crew decided not to do it. I made a video about this. There'll be a link in the description below. They had planned a press conference at 2 p.m. today in the same park. Senator Weiner tweeted that it was illegal, that these extremists cannot legally hold a press conference in the park. Yeah, moderate free speech advocates are extremists these days. That's how insane people are. But the press conference was canceled officially. However, as you can see, Gibson's doing what he's doing. Now, folks, I'm going to not narrate too much after this. I'm just going to keep smacking on videos here as they come out from these people to give you an idea what's going on. Maybe I'll put some captions if I need to, or I'll do some voiceovers. But anyway, I'm just going to shut up and let all this... If I have to, I'll put captions on things, or maybe a voiceover. But first, let's see this amazing press conference right here.
All right, you guys ready? We got to get out of here.
Starting now.
Okay. As you know, Antifa's been kind of trying to follow us around all day. Antifa and BAM, they just tweeted out our location, so we got to be in, we got to be out. Basically all day it's going to be like going from spot to spot, trying to hide from people who dress like ninjas, who run around, they want to burn stuff down, they want to commit violence, they want to use bike locks, they want to use clubs with nails through them. And I'm asking Mary Lee and I'm asking Nancy Pelosi to speak against this violence, speak against this hatred, and be consistent with your message. Okay, right now we had to cancel the rally. We all decided together it was the best thing to do for the city. Okay, because the way it was set up is that a lot of innocent people were going to get hurt. That's the fact, okay? A bunch of supporters, a bunch of Antifa, communists, normal liberals would have all been mixed together. It would have been a huge riot, okay? And it would have been a disaster, not just for the movement, but for San Francisco, for the West Coast, for the country, okay? So we made that decision. I apologize to everyone who flew down here, who drove down here. Okay, now moving on. We need to have an honest conversation about these politicians who believe it's okay to lie, who believe it's okay to use deception to further their agenda. Listen, San Francisco, you're never going to elect a conservative mayor. That's fine, I don't care. But how about we work together and elect a mayor who's honest, who tells the truth, who stands for what he believes in. He doesn't lie to further his own cause. To call us white supremacists made San Francisco way more dangerous than it ever could have. okay? And you have a mayor who says that we're hateful and we're violent, okay? Doesn't bring up any specific examples, but he doesn't mention one word about Antifa. Not one word. Ask him. Email him. Send him letters. Ask Nancy Pelosi. Reporters, do your job. Go and ask the mayor. Say, what's your stance on Antifa? Do you stand for violence? Do you stand for hate? Do you support them? Moderate liberals need to stand up and stand against BAM. This lady is a middle school teacher, and she's promoting violence, inciting riots, and she still teaches at a middle school. Okay? So we need to moving forward in order to make this country be a better place, make San Francisco, the West Coast, a better place. I'm not here to promote being a Republican or Democrat or anything. I'm here to promote love and peace and freedom. Okay? And I will work with anybody. I don't care. I will help a Democrat get elected if he's an honest person or she, a good person. Okay? Because if we stay divided, these establishment figures like Nancy Pelosi, who's no different from John McCain, they will stay in office. These corrupt politicians will stay in office as long as we stay divided down by party line. So until we bring these moderates together and we stand against the extremists, it's going to be the same problem over and over again. We literally have people in Congress for like 20 years, for 2 decades. Okay? That's why we need term limits, so we can get real leaders up in there who will speak the truth and be good people. Okay? So anyways, that's all I have to say. I'll be out in random places here in San Francisco today. For all the moderate Democrats who were looking forward to come to the rally, because I know there are a bunch of them. I apologize. I canceled. I apologize about the rhetoric, about the lies and the deception. Okay. My name's Joey Gibson. I'm founder of Patriot Prayer. I was the organizer for the rally that was supposed to occur today in Crissy Field.
So why did you pick here? How did you end up?
You guys can say something if you got questions.
You're not going to answer any questions?
I'll answer questions. We're in her.
Fair enough.
Hi, my name is Lindsay Grathwell. I am one of the organizers and also speaker of the rally in Crissy Field. I want to first apologize to everybody who flew here from states and drove here from numerous locations to come to our event. Sorry we had to cancel it, but it was in the best interest of public safety, we felt. I want people to understand that this rally from the beginning was about unity, freedom, free speech, and patriotism. It was never an alternate right or white supremacist rally, as the media has said. Dianne Feinstein, Nancy Pelosi, Mayor Lee, London Breed, Senator Weiner, all of them have done nothing but call us white supremacists from the beginning of this, which is absolute lies. They have put our lives in danger, as well as the lives of everyone who was coming to our rally and event, and that is why we had to cancel. My name is Lindsay Grathwell.
How do you spell it?
Grathwohl. After many days of discussing this event, we decided it was in the best interest, after seeing what security plans the San Francisco Police Department and the National Park put together for us. We decided it was in the best interest to cancel the event. And I do apologize to everybody who came from many miles away to be here. It was a very hard decision for all of us to make, to cancel it, but it was in the best interest of all of us.
Do you fear for your own safety as you go around town today?
I do, yes. We've all received, well, I can speak for myself, I have received threats, numerous threats since this has happened, and it's all based on lies. All lies. The media, Nancy Pelosi, Mayor Lee, Dianne Feinstein, Senator Weiner, all of them have done nothing but lie about all of us.
You said that the media has not accurately portrayed you. How do you portray yourself? How
Sorry, let's do questions.
Yeah.
We gotta go.
Okay.
Let's get this. Let him speak.
Hello, I'm one of the event organizers. My name is Gabriel Silva, S-A-L-V-A, Gabriel Silva. I think that it's really irresponsible how the media has portrayed the Patriot Prayer, Joey Gibson rally here in San Francisco. I want to know if they're going to denounce all hate. I want to know if the Mayor Lee, Nancy Pelosi, and all the other elected officials are going to denounce Antifa, BAM, BLM, these organizations that are domestic terrorist organizations, they openly admit that they use violence, and they continue to use violence to stop free speech, and they attack police officers, they vandalize the community, and I want to know why that they're not being denounced by these elected officials, as well as racist groups and the extreme groups that they're denouncing. It's a slander to say we're white supremacists, and our San Francisco rally was a white supremacy rally. Joey's Japanese, I'm Mexican, Will's black, she's a female. It's just it's slander. It's just ridiculous, and it's an attack on the citizens by elected officials. And we have to all ask ourselves, what point have we reached in America where we're getting attacked? The citizens are being attacked by elected officials, okay? And as everything transpired through the week, we all discussed everything constantly, and we had to make a difficult decision because we were forced. We started out having a secure area to park. We talked about busing people in, and we talked about a secure area for the rally goers and a safe distance with a fence in between for protesters, another area for them to protest. And as the week progressed, things disappeared, like the secured parking, the secure transportation, and even they started to require our numbers. We were permitted for 300. They've knocked it down to 50 people and said they would only secure the area and protect us, the speakers and the band goers and people up on stage, basically. And they wanted to intermingle protesters and rally goers together, which is, in any common sense level, this is just the wrong idea, wrong thing. Everybody knows what's going to happen. Violence is going to happen, and it's going to be chaotic. And everything we've done has been turned around on us. So in my opinion, these steps that they say they were taking to make sure that people didn't get hurt, they took these measures away. And so we had to make the decision to cancel the rally to make it safe for people. We had to look out for the best interests of the community, which should be the job of the elected officials to put the proper measures in place to ensure safety of the rally goers and the protesters. Again, this was not a white supremacist rally. Anybody that takes 2 minutes to research knows that our message has always been about unity. It's been about bringing together people on the left and the right and creating a healthy environment for conversation instead of the vitriol, instead of the arguing and the chanting and all the stuff that does not promote unity. So this was all about unity, and it's been misconstrued, and it's a disservice not only to our community but to the whole country. This is an attack on free speech, and it's an agenda that is becoming very apparent with the media. That's all I have to say.
Hello, my name is Will Johnson, and I am a black American. First and foremost, I am a Christian. This is not a neo-Nazi white supremacist rally. It was not that from the beginning. It never was. I don't know where they got that from. I actually called Nancy Pelosi's office and asked her to redact that, to change that. There's no way that I am a white supremacist. No way that I can support white supremacy. I can't imagine they would invite me. So the media has completely ran that story when it's a blatant lie. And if I'm not proof enough, I don't know how else to prove it. We've got to stop this fighting in America. That's exactly what they want. They want us to fight. When are we going to stop the fighting? You would think after all these years, there's been men and women that have died in the past so that we could have the freedoms that we have today. Why are we throwing that all away? We have to wake up. This fighting is not going to get us anywhere. We have bigger issues coming to America, and we're fighting for over nothing. I'm not going to repeat everything else they just said. You guys got the gist of it. But we've got to stop this fighting. Who's going to win in all of this? No one. We wanted to unite everybody from the get-go. That's what the rally is about. My thing is unite America first. Because if we don't take care of our own home first, we don't have a home to take care of. It's really a no-brainer. So why are we going through this? Questions?
You're building a rally of free speech initially. So I'm kind of confused what the purpose of the rally initially was. Did it morph into something different? But initially I saw billing for free speech rather than unity.
It's always been free speech and unity.
Question for Joey. Hey, Joe, I know you guys want to put this to rest, so I've heard you say here today that there's that you disavow white supremacy, but as you know, in some of the past Patriot Prayer events, folks have showed up who were avowed
Absolutely.
white supremacists. So, and if you were law enforcement, wouldn't you perhaps deduct that maybe they would be showing up here as well, and that might be the concern for all the violence?
Okay, listen, the law enforcement's all different. Law enforcement have to be logical, but let's talk about the media, let's talk about the narrative about white supremacy. Okay, so when we have a march of 300 people, all right, and one white nationalist shows up, the whole city burns down, they freak out, all these Antifa members, you know, everything. But it's a lot like for liberals who need to understand this concept. I see it in Portland all the time. I see good liberals, peaceful liberals march in Portland all the time. Peacefully march. They don't stand for violence, they don't stand for hate, they just want to be understood. And then you have these Antifa punks, you have 3 or 4 of them, or anarchists, that show up dressed in all black, and they start burning things down, they start breaking windows, and they hijack the whole message of these peaceful liberals. I've seen it every single time. It is the exact same thing. These extremists are the problem on both sides, and that's why the moderates have to come together, because they're trying to destroy our message. They're just trying to use our platform. Okay, and I saw it after in Portland, everyone was peacefully protesting Trump. Okay, thousands and thousands of people marching peacefully, right? Good people who just wanted to be heard, and there was like 10 Antifa punks that were breaking windows, burning things down. That's all you heard. That's all you saw. That's all you heard.
But you say you don't understand why people perceive you as a white supremacist or alt-right, but yet you come on. Hang on. But yet
hey guys,
let him get his questions out.
But yet you invited Kyle Chapman to speak. White supremacists have showed up at your rallies.
How is Kyle Chapman a white supremacist?
So Kyle Chapman has said on social media that he's a white nationalist. Kyle Chapman has espoused violence against these Antifa folks. Kyle Chapman has been captured on video doing violence.
I am all for
protecting Antifa just to get, because you are all Marxists.
What's this propaganda? We don't have much time, guys.
Hey, you're not going to just about Antifa, are you? Keep it down.
Hey guys, listen.
18 months of Antifa violence.
Listen.
Yeah, you didn't say shit about Antifa.
I don't even know the names of the people. Please.
Kyle Chapman is a really good guy who I love and appreciate very much. He is not racist, okay? He has a beautiful Japanese wife. He has a Japanese kid. I've seen him with tons of people of color. He does not care who you are. He cares about what you believe in. And he does believe in self-defense. Okay, if you have a problem with self-defense.
People like this guy right here, man. I mean,
anyone else have questions? Anyone else have questions?
Has anybody realized why we're in this area right now?
Yes, we did.
No.
We're here because of Antifa and BAM and BLM. They want to attack us because of our freedom of speech. It's a no-brainer. We're here in nowhere, in the middle of nowhere, so we don't have the violence. We don't want the violence. And we have gentlemen like this that keep edging it on about white supremacy. I am not a white supremacist. When are you going to figure it out? I mean, seriously.
I'm an immigrant.
I mean, if you have, hold on, please, if you have Donald J. Trump come out and say that he does not support white supremacy, he has to say it 1,000,000 times, and you still will not get it.
There's still citizens. Go up here and say something quick. Here's another speaker that was not allowed to talk today.
Hey guys, my name's Real Gavi. You know, this has been really frustrating for the last couple of weeks. We've seen the mayor, we've seen Nancy Pelosi continually put out misinformation that this was going to be a white supremacist rally, that these were going to be hate speech spoken there, that there were neo-Nazis coming, and nothing that I have heard Joey say in the past couple months is anything close to that. Nothing I had to say today was going to be anything close to that. I wanted to talk about issues in the black community. I want to talk about issues with trans people, homeless people in the street. So it's, sorry, it got emotional. It's
Let it out, bro. Let it out.
You know, there's a lot of issues in the Bay Area. You know, here in California, we have the 6th largest economy in the world, and yet we can continue to point fingers at Trump, and do this misinformation in
When Hurricane Harvey roared into shore, brought with it winds of 130 miles.
All right, I'm Joey Gibson with Patriot Prayer. Here with bass stick man Kyle Chapman. Basically, today's been a crazy day. I know the media is like wondering what the heck is going on. Basically, everywhere we go, the police, the city, they want to shut it down. You know, I'll be going to different spots throughout the day. Hopefully, we'll be able to talk to like normal people. Just want to clarify a couple things. You know, Chrissy Field. You know, I'm sorry to everyone who bought tickets, paid for gas, drove 16 hours to come down here. I apologize. You know, I feel really bad. It was not an easy decision. I know so many people are disappointed. At the end of the day, I had to make that decision because it just felt like it was a setup. The way everything was set up, the fact that there could have been, you know, Antifa, our supporters, all these random people mixed together, and I just felt like it was going to be a huge riot. So anyways, I just want to apologize. And to the Indian supporters, support this movement and everything. You know, hopefully I'll have a chance to see you guys at random spots throughout the day. I'll be going throughout downtown. Maybe show up at Alamo Park. I know there's like 1,000 people over there. Chrissy Field, and then just kind of walk the streets.
Joe, why don't you expand upon the Park Service's several different plans that they had changed?
Yeah, so there was
to safety and security.
There was a perception that was told to me from the Park Services that everyone would be shipped in. Okay, everyone. Everyone who wanted to be on the inside would be shipped in. And then it wasn't until they finally put me in contact with actual federal police officers who were in charge of the stuff that they pretty much told me that I could only ship in like 50 or whoever I know, like really tight knit. And then everyone else would have to be stuck on the outside 50 yards away, mingling amongst Antifa, you know, communists or whoever, maybe extreme left liberals or whatever. And then we would have to get wristbands and get our people to go through the crowd to find supporters to bring them back in. And so, in my opinion, it just turned into a situation where we basically, the whole point of the rally was to bring in people who wanted to get to know us, not to just do a speech to our supporters, you know, whatever it may be. And so, that was when, at that point, I finally was like, it's just not right. It's not going to happen. So,
yeah. So basically, what the mayor did and the Park Service did is they set the rally up on Chrissy Field to where there would be the highest chance of violent interaction between our people and the counter-protesters. Whether or not there's violence at these events lies in the hands of the mayor, the police chief, and the people that are tasked with securing these areas.
Nancy Pelosi also.
Yeah, so what the media has done is they have portrayed us as bigots, white supremacists, Nazis. We couldn't be anything further from that. What this has done is incited hatred amongst the locals here in San Francisco against us. Oftentimes when you incite this type of hatred within liberals, they have no ability to filter their emotions and they act out violently. You know, in a situation like this, what you want to do is you want to set up two separate areas, one for the people that are holding the rally and another one for the counter-protesters. And you want to keep them separated by a good amount of space, some defensive space. The Park Service did nothing to do that. And from what I could see is we had a very good chance of another stand down at Chrissy Field in a situation that would have most certainly turned violent and been very dangerous for the people that were attending the rally. So you know, a lot of people disagree with Joey in shutting down the rally. I personally think it was the best decision at this point. I think that all patriots that are a part of this movement, we need to reassess some of our strategies and how we move forward. We need to evolve our strategies and reconsider, you know, some of our current plans. This is by no way capitulation. It's just being smart. In terms of my situation, as many of you know, I was charged with a felony on Friday, taken into custody, and posted a $135,000 bail. I have been banned from all the rallies, including Civic Center Park. I've also been banned from doing something as simple as carrying a stick or a flagpole, or even being in possession of any kind of mace. So They have severely restricted me in my capacity to move forward in this movement and to participate in these rallies. This is what you're seeing here is systematic, a perfect example of the systematic oppression people of right-wing thought and ideology have faced within these liberal enclaves throughout the United States and throughout much of the Western world, of the world period. The left has always been violent and repressive, and since Charlottesville, that violence and oppression has been emboldened, and the left has a lot of wind in their sails at this point, as you saw at the Boston rally, where they were able to turn out 40,000 protesters against the most mundane, non-racist rally you could possibly have. I mean, in Boston, just so you guys know, we had a Jewish couple, hippie couple, that had a pot ceremony to open up the rally. You had an Indian fellow speaking, a black guy speaking, myself, Joe Biggs. None of us have any ties to any type of white supremacism, but the media framed us as such, and they will continue to do that. So we have to push back against this narrative, and at some point figure out how we are going to start winning again. And so I just think it's really important that we reassess our strategies at this point and figure out what's going to work post-Charlottesville in this very highly charged political theater that we're existing within.
So San Francisco, Portland, Seattle, Berkeley, all these cities, okay, I know that. My question to you guys is you need to start asking yourselves this question. Too many of you people ignore this question. You don't want to think about it. You don't want to talk about it because you're afraid to speak out against it. Do you stand with Antifa or not? Ask your mayor. Ask Nancy Pelosi. Ask the city council in Seattle, Portland. Ask them what their opinion is on Antifa, because they're using them as tools. And they're afraid to speak out against them because they don't want the blowback, okay? They don't want it. And the thing is, I know that there are so many moderate liberals who don't stand for violence, for burning things down, for using, bike locks, all this crap, but you don't speak out because you're too silent, okay? And so, yes, you are going to get lumped in with Antifa in your silence, okay? We need to speak out against extremists on both sides. But I'm telling you, man, if you're moderate liberal and you're in this San Francisco and you're looking forward to come to this rally and you couldn't because of the threats of violence with bats that have nails through them, okay, if that upsets you and your mayor is silent, he doesn't say one word about Antifa. He talks about how violent we are, but not one word from him, not one word from Nancy Pelosi. When are these politicians, these corrupt, establishment, these corrupt career politicians going to start to speak out against Antifa? And you guys need to write the letters to your mayor. Reporters need to go up to Nancy Pelosi and ask her what is her opinion on Antifa. Okay? That's the only way to move forward. We cannot allow these extremists to run around unopposed. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, Joey makes a good point, is nobody, in the mainstream media is calling out the alt-left. I think it's very important for us to remember we had 3 rallies at Berkeley. 2 rallies turned violent because the police stood down and groups such as Antifa and BAM showed up. The 3rd rally, one of the biggest conservative rallies held in Berkeley in decades. Okay, the police finally did their job, being pressured by the feds. Antifa showed up, but they never made it to the rally. There was not one single instance of violence.
No masks.
All right? We are not coming to these liberal enclaves to partake in any type of violence. We are trying to exercise our First Amendment rights and let these people know it doesn't matter whether you're a communist exercising your First Amendment right in the most conservative city in the United States, or whether you're a right-winger or even a Nazi. Those people in Charlottesville had every single right to hold that rally in Charlottesville. They had the First Amendment right to show that rally, or to have that rally, and the police had the duty to stand up and protect them, and that did not happen. Everybody has the right to the First Amendment, and that right extends equally to all of us. And hate speech is protected speech. It's been protected 5 different times by the Supreme Court. So, and obviously we don't participate in any kind of hate speech, but what you're seeing is the violence and the oppression comes from the left. You can be a left-winger, walk down the most conservative city, the street of the most conservative city in the United States with an Obama shirt or a Hillary shirt on, and you will face no fear of violent repercussions.
You might get made fun of.
Yeah, you might get, some people might snicker at you, you know. But if I wear a MAGA hat in Berkeley, I will almost certainly be attacked within 20, 30 minutes. Same thing with San Francisco. Same thing with Portland. You will be verbally accosted everywhere you go. It's not right. We are not going to stand down and allow you to systematically oppress us anymore. We are going to defend ourselves, and we're going to fight back. So, you know, this needs to be, the moderate left needs to take a stand on this and stand up against the alt-left, the violent communist and Trotskyites that have infiltrated your movement and turned it into a violent, nonsensical mess.
They're hijacking your message.
Yeah. Yeah, the whole message that the left likes to preach of tolerance and freedom and equality is nonsense. The left has the least amount of tolerance, and they certainly don't care about equality. And they certainly don't care about intellectual diversity or diversity of thought. All right, any questions?
So is there anything that you can do at this point from your perspective to convince the mainstream media or some of the leftist alternative media that you are not Nazis, that you are not bigots? Is there anything at this point you can adjust to their standards to make it look like you're not some kind of KKK member?
I mean, what do you want me to do, man? I can't do any more than I've already done. I've already disavowed on multiple occasions. When I first, became known as Base Stickman, within weeks, I told people to tone down the racism, to tone down the violence. As a result, I lost a lot of supporters and was attacked for months and months by the alt-right. I mean, I don't know. I mean,
it's a distraction.
What do we do?
It's the distraction.
Should I disavow my whiteness? Is that what it's going to take? Maybe that's it. I'll disavow my whiteness, start talking shit about how horrible white people are, how we're responsible for all the ills of society. We've had the boots on the neck of every person of color, and maybe only then will I be able to appease them. You know, I don't know what to do at this point.
I just want to be a good person. I don't want to be obsessed with race. I don't want to talk about race every single day. I'm sick of it. I'm tired of it. I want to focus on what's on the inside. Okay, what do you believe? How can you grow? How can you be a better person? Why don't we focus on that instead of focusing on things you can't control? Okay, listen, I've disavowed it so many times, but they'll never be satisfied. And but the point is all I can do is try to be a good person, do my best to be a good person, and I'm gonna fight against hate. It's not just racism is just one tiny little aspect of hate. Okay, but hate is the main cause of all these problems, and it's on both sides. Racism is just a side effect of hate, okay? So I'm done being obsessed with race. I'm sick of it. I'm tired because I don't see race. I don't see color. I see what I see someone's heart. I look in someone's eyes, and I see, is it glowing or is it not? Is it dark? Are they dead on the inside? That's what matters, and that's how I'm going to move forward. But I'm sick of this racist crap. I'm sick of talking about it. I'm done. It's nothing more than a distraction.
The racist narrative is a divide and conquer narrative that they've been pushing for a long time. You know, the Weather Underground decades ago set out to start a race war. And you out of here? Yeah. Okay. Thanks, bud. Yeah, take care. The Weather Underground set out decades ago to start a race war. And what you're seeing is the implementation of the Weather Underground policies that have led us to where we are now in terms of race relations. In the United States, they weren't able to separate us by class, so they
Kyle Chapman and Joey Gibson.